Suppose you have a training dataset like this. All these points belong to class A and all this belongs to class B, and then there is this point and we have to find in which class it belongs to. If we do it with logistic regression or SVM, it will try to find a hyperplane between this point to split it. But KNN is quite unique. It will find the distance between that unknown point with every other point in the dataset. After doing so, it will pick the points which are nearest to that unknown point. In our case, let us only see the first 5 nearest neighbor. All the nearest neighbor belong to class B. That's why majority goes to class B. Therefore, it will assign that unknown point to the class B. These 5 points which were nearest to the unknown point are the 5 nearest neighbors. But if we have points somewhere here and then we will calculate the distances, we will get 3 nearest neighbors from class A and 2 nearest neighbor from class B. That's why your majority goes to points from class A. That's why this point will get assigned to class A. Simple as that. Now if you have a dataset like this, it's hard for logistic regression and SVM to split the dataset. Though SVM will be able to split this because of its kernel trick, but KNN can solve this problem easily without even sweating. Because if a new point lands in it, we'll just find the nearest neighbors and assign it to whatever the class is. So let's make this algorithm from scratch with Python. For that, let's open VS Code and make a new file. As usual, we will import NumPy as NP. NumPy helps us to do faster calculation and also makes things easier. Then I will make a class named kNearestNeighbor. In this class, I will make init function. Our class takes 2 arguments, nNeighbors and p, where nNeighbors is the number of neighbors. As in the animation, we only selected the first 5 nearest neighbor. That's why the nNeighbors is equal to 5. And then the p is order of norm. We will discuss this in a moment. After all this, we will create a fit function that takes x and y as arguments, which is the data we pass for training. The fit function will take these values and just save them in memory. That's all the fit function will do. But as we saw in the ridge regression implementation video, that most of the calculations happen in the fit function, like finding the values of weights and biases. The predict function just use the values and give back the prediction. Not only in the ridge regression case, but in most of the algorithm, all the calculation happen in the fit function. It is only in the case of KNN that fit function is almost doing nothing. Now let's talk about predict function. That function will accept x test values and then return the predictions. We will run a for loop over x test. Here x test should be numpy 2D array. That's why iterating over x test values will give each individual row from it. Hence I have given the name pred row. Then I will make a variable named Euclidean distance. As we discussed, we have to measure the distance between the point given for prediction with all the other points in the training set. That's why this list will contain that all distances. But how do we calculate the distance anyway? Imagine we have these 2 points on coordinates 1, 1 and second on 5, 3, and we like to find the distance between these points. Firstly, we will calculate the distance between these points along the x-axis. For that, we will subtract the x coordinates of these points and we will get 4. We will do the same for the y-axis. We will take the y coordinate of these 2 points and subtract it, and we will get 2 as the answer. Okay, so now we have got this nice triangle here, which is a right angled triangle. We know the length of 2 sides of this triangle and we have to find the length of the third side. For that, we will use Pythagoras theorem. I hope everyone here is familiar with it, as it is very basic. So by using the Pythagoras theorem, we have find the distances of that line to be 4.472. This is distance between our points. So what you have just seen can be generalized in a formula like this. This is also known as Euclidean distance, which is a popular formula. This Euclidean distance is also known as L2 norm. There are other norms as well, like L1, L3 till Ln norm. There can be an infinite number of norms. In this video, we only talked about L2 norm. The explanation of other norms is beyond the scope of this video. Let's head back to the code part. So we made a variable named Euclidean distance and then initialized it. with an empty list. After this, we will make one more for loop. In this loop, we will iterate over the xtrain values. Now we have one row of xtest and one row of xtrain. Now we can find the Euclidean distance. For that, I will use numpy.linalg.norm, which takes the value for which we have to calculate the norm. In our case, we will give x row minus spread row as we discussed in the formula, and the second parameter is the order of norm. As we discussed, Euclidean distance is L2 norm. That's why we have kept default value of p to be 2, and then we will pass this to numpy. After this, numpy will calculate the distance and we will append it to the Euclidean distance list. Now that list contains all the distances, but we have to pick the n nearest point. First, we will sort that list. Sorting will rearrange the values in ascending order, but we are using your argsort. Argsort sorts the value and then returns the indices of the sorted array. Here we have this array, and if we apply numpy.argsort, it will return the indices of the sorted array. The shortest number is 10, which is at index 1, which is the value of the first element of the output array, and then we can use simple Python slicing to keep, for example, first 5 values. If you set n neighbors to 10, then it will keep the first 10 nearest neighbors. Now we will check the class of these points, as ytrain contains the class of these points. After this, we have to check the majority goes to which class. To check it, we will use numpy bin count. Bin count calculates the number of occurrences of each value in the array. You can see it in this example. So now, when we have an occurrence of each value, we can calculate the majority goes to which class, which will be done by numpy.argmax. Will return the index with the highest value. It will make one more empty list to append the predictions, but we also need the confidence of every prediction, that how much sure our KNN is. For that, I will use a simple math technique to calculate it. In the explanation of this point, 3 points belong to class A and 2 points belongs to class B, so the majority goes to class A, but the confidence of that point can be calculated by dividing the total number of neighbors in the majority class by total neighbors. So it will be 3 upon 5, which equals to 0.6. So our KNN is 60% sure about the prediction. So we have successfully made the KNN algorithm. Now it's time to test it. I will use the iris dataset as the classification dataset to test our model. So let's load the data. I have split the dataset into train and test sets. I will now fit the data into our KNN algorithm and then pass the test set for prediction and store the return prediction in ypred. So now we can calculate the accuracy using confusion matrix, and I will also print the accuracy score. Let's run the program. So we have gained 96% of accuracy score with n neighbors equal to 5. That's a pretty nice accuracy. From the confusion matrix, you can see that our KNN algorithm has only misclassified one prediction. If it can predict this correctly, we will gain 100% accuracy. So this was all about the KNN. I hope you were able to understand all of the code. If not, you can ask your doubts in the comment section. Thanks for watching.